Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to another video. In this one, we've got some pretty big news. So the Battlefield 6 map sizes, or at least some of them, have actually recently leaked out from the 1BF Telegram account. That is like a Russian data miner, I believe. And we've got a comparison of how big they are, essentially, compared to, well, the Siege of Cairo, which is one of the maps in the beta at the moment. The Cairo roof exploit has been fixed, apparently, according to DICE, and the defibrillators are actually going to receive a buff, of all things. I thought they were pretty powerful already, but I guess DICE thought otherwise. We've got a lot of other stuff to cover as well in this video, so if you guys enjoy the content here on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Plenty more to come on Battlefield 6 in the future. There's going to be guides. I'm going to continue, of course, with the news, even though sadly the beta is coming to an end today. I will be streaming it over on Twitch and also here on YouTube, so follow there as well if you guys are interested. And as always, thank you guys so much for your support. So as we know, a lot of people, and I would say this is one of the main complaints about Battlefield 6 at the moment, say that the maps are simply too small. Even the largest map in the game, Liberation Peak, which has all of the vehicles on there, it still feels like a medium-sized map. There aren't too many vehicles. There's only one jet on there instead of two jets. There's like one attack helicopter. And I think when you've got like so many engineers on the enemy team all running around with Stingers, because you can of course take double launchers, it does feel like just a little bit too cramped and not, I would say, like all-out warfare proper Battlefield. At least for me. Maybe some people like that, but that's how I feel about it. Now, we know there are some larger maps coming in the game. We've got Operation Firestorm, we've got Sobek City, which is the second map in Cairo, and then of course we have Mirak Valley, which DICE claim themselves is the largest map in the game. But here, and this is coming from the 1BF Telegram account, is what is presumably like a recreation of the size of the maps data mined from the build. So take this with a grain of salt, guys. This is a leak. This is not official stuff from DICE here, but according to what they say, these are sort of the sizes of the maps that we can expect. So in the middle here, we have the Siege of Cairo, which I would say is sort of the same size really as the Gibraltar map, the Iberian Offensive, but instead of being square, it's sort of more linear and a longer map. The blue line then is Eastwood. Now Eastwood isn't coming to the game at launch. It's not going to be one of the 9 maps. This one is set in California, and since this is one of the 2 set from that area, it's probably going to be part of Season 1, maybe even Season 2. But then the white line, the white area, that is actually the largest map that is coming to the game on launch, which is called Mirak Valley. And as you can tell, it is quite a bit larger than the Siege of Cairo. Now, I can translate for you guys here what it says in Russian. So they say, the size of Mirak Valley is approximately 0.588 square kilometers, which is comparable to Hamada from Battlefield 5, or the Caspian Sea border of 0.6 square kilometers. So, it's a pretty big map. This is going to be like the mega, super duper all-out warfare map. I'm sure we're going to have multiple jets on here. We know there are going to be both fighter jets and attack jets coming to the game. We've only seen attack jets so far, so probably this map I would assume is going to have both fighter jets and attack jets, probably the Little Bird as well, attack helicopters, tons of tanks, you know, probably like Golmud Railway amounts of tanks or something. It's gonna get insane, I think, guys. I'm not sure how many sectors there are going to be here. You can see they've drawn in the deployments. Why the deployments are so huge, like it says that's 100 meters there. So that's almost like 100 square meters for a deployment. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, so maybe these drawings here aren't super accurate. But I would say you can probably fit, oh, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 Siege of Cairos in this one map alone. So I think for anybody wanting larger maps out there, we should just wait until the actual full game releases and then see what we think of the size of them. Personally, I think the sizes of maps they're going for are okay. We've got like 2 infantry only maps, then we've got around 4 mixed size maps, so the ones that we got from the beta, and then there's going to be also the Manhattan map there, which is set in New York, and that's going to have like a helicopter. So we've got like mixtures of infantry and the different vehicles, and then we have 3 maps that are presumably going to be larger. So obviously we've got Operation Firestorm, we've got Mirak Valley, and then we have this Sobek City also in Cairo. It also really pleases me, actually, that we know about more maps that have already been data mined, so these 2 maps set in California that are not going to be there on release, because that tells me that DICE have already got some Season 1 content pretty much prepared and ready to go, so hopefully this time they're going to be ahead of the game when it comes to dropping season content, which is going to be a stark contrast to what we saw with Battlefield 2042, where we had to wait months and months and months, not only for content, but just for the game to be fixed. Okay, moving on from that, we've got a bit of a roundup report here from Battlefield Bulletin. So what he's done is basically scoured the internet for news and comment, presumably from the Battlefield developers, and compiled it all here into one report. And according to him, he says Siege of Cairo and the Iberian Offensive rooftop exploits have been fixed internally for launch. So for anybody who's been playing the beta and you've been on Siege of Cairo, you will know that there are rooftop campers up there with spawn beacons, sniper rifles, RPGs, you name it. They're able to get up in those positions where they shouldn't be able to, thanks to some exploits and people just spreading them around. It's now become common knowledge, and for me, it's kind of made that mob unplayable. Unfortunately, it's not going to be fixed in the beta today if you're still playing it, but it will be fixed in the full release of the game. DICE also plans to increase the effective range, apparently, of the defibrillator. It will also receive some improvements either visually or audibly when reviving teammates. So I think the defibs are pretty darn effective in this game. Like, they're super fast. You revive somebody on a dime with 50% HP. You can charge them up and get a 100% revive if you want as well. So the fact that increasing the range is surprising to me, I have to say. You know, I think that's one of the only things that's difficult. You do have to really get down there and defib them as if you're actually touching the soldier with them. So not really sure why they're going that route there, because I feel like the drag mechanic is kind of the opposite to that. You don't have to get super close, and then once you start dragging them, you can get them around the corner, but it takes much longer to revive that way. But you know, hey, faster revives. That sounds cool. They also say the defibs might not work while staying in rubbles or in certain situations because of the geometry. Some collision issues are preventing players from healing other teammates with the medic bag when spawning in the map. Players have been reporting some rare cases of random damage when spawning in the map. They're looking into that as well. There is a bug with the camera in the deployment screen. The selection cross moves to the edge. DICE has fixed internally some rare cases where the soldier camera toggled from first to third person view while playing a match. I've seen that happen to a couple of soldiers there, actually looks kind of funny. And this week's client update did fix some crashes per all platforms, but they're still looking into them. Some players are reporting sudden, unexplained mid-match crashes during the open beta. So some good fixes there. Hopefully those are all, of course, going to make it into the full release of the game. Now, moving on from that, we have some comment here from the official Battlefield Communications account, and many of you will have noticed in the past day or so of the beta, queue times have been unusually high, and that's led to a lot of speculation that they have cranked up the skill-based matchmaking, or maybe the game is figuring out just how skilled you are at the game, and that's why it's taking longer to find a round for you. But DICE has said that that is not the case, and here is their explanation of it. So they say, we've been monitoring unusual wait times when using the custom search feature to find matches. Our ongoing investigations reveal that some users experience wait times of 4 to 5 minutes depending on the mode and map selected. Custom search prioritizes filling matches to near capacity. Due to the record numbers during open beta, matches are filling quickly. If custom search cannot match you within a certain time, it will attempt to create a new match, and this process takes 4 to 5 minutes to maximize the chance of finding the most suitable scenarios first. Players that are grouping up may also experience this more as that search becomes tighter due to having to fit more people into a match. Open beta and Battlefield Labs allow us to validate and improve the back-end processes that take place around our features, and this amount of players has helped us with this custom search. We're working towards improving this experience and trying to get wait times down from 5 minutes within the open beta, with an outlook towards fully resolving this for launch and bringing reliability of the experience to the custom search function. And then they also followed up on that post saying, we've now rolled out an improvement which reduces the time from 5 minutes down to between 40 seconds and 2 minutes. We'll continue to monitor. Thanks. So I'm not sure if that reduction in search time means you're less likely to get, you know, the matchup that you're looking for in the matchmaker. Hopefully not. Hopefully they've just worked a bit of wizardry behind the scenes there to fix it in other ways. Now, you may have also noticed yesterday that DLSS or DLAA is now back in the game, and it's certainly working for me. So they say here, if you can't see it, restart your computer, restart or reinstall the NVIDIA app, and then launch the game. Not really sure if that's worth it, given the fact that it's the last day of the beta today, but there you go, guys. And for the last bit of news here, many of you will now be thinking, what are we going to do once the Battlefield 6 beta ends? Do we go back to Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, you know, Battlefield 1? Do we just hop on Delta Force because the console release for that game is coming in just a couple of days? Like, what are we going to play for the next couple of months? I will, of course, continue bringing you guys all of the news here on the channel, but it may well be that we're getting a major content drop in Battlefield 2042. Now, some of you will have probably seen my video the other day talking about Temporeal's data mine here, where apparently, according to him, Battlefield 2042 may be getting a surprisingly big, maybe final, content update soon that includes the Iwo Jima map from Battlefield 5, 3 new prototype weapons, so the GM6 Lynx, that is a sniper rifle, then we have the FN F2000, and the prototype River Dweller, whatever the heck that is, and then arguably more importantly, but at least to me, the A10 Warthog, and then the Su-25 Frogfoot. And I'd sort of speculated that surely the best time to drop such an update would be right now, right as the beta ends for Battlefield 6. You drop this update for Battlefield 2042, it's like a last hurrah. People can play it for the next couple of months, leading up until Battlefield 6 releasing, and that will keep all of these new players perhaps within the Battlefield ecosystem, maybe throw in a discount on all the Battlefield games, like, you know, just offer Battlefield 2042 for $5 as they have several times in the past. But now this is looking even more likely. So somebody just posted this screenshot on Reddit, and this is an update coming for Battlefield 2042 of around 8 gigabytes, almost 8 gigabytes, and bear in mind this is on PlayStation, and as far as I know, PlayStation has very good compression. So what is an 8 gigabyte update on PlayStation, which doesn't sound like a lot on PC, may end up being like a 40, 50 gigabyte update on PC. I haven't gotten an update yet. I've checked both on Steam and on the EA app. I don't see anything, so maybe PlayStation is getting their update ahead of time because they basically need to like approve it in ways that the Steam launcher doesn't have to. But could this be the update that includes this new map, the new vehicles, and the new weapons? I think it's pretty likely. Again, I don't want to get your guys' hopes up too much, you know, neither about this or the size of the maps. Whenever I'm talking about something that's a leak or a data mine, you have to take it with a grain of salt. It may not be like a 100% done deal, but I do think it's looking pretty likely. So if this update does shadow drop or something tomorrow, you can expect a video from me on that, probably a stream of it as well. I'll be jumping in the A10 there for sure, and honestly, I'm really crossing my fingers because I think some extra content for the game is always a welcome thing. So guys, leave your thoughts below, let me know what you think about this, how are you feeling now about the size of the maps now that you've seen potentially how big some of the larger maps can become in the game. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe for more Battlefield, don't forget to follow over on the Twitch channel as well. I will be streaming over there, whether it's PS6 today or maybe even 2042 tomorrow, who knows. Have a good one, and I'll see you all in the next video.